All right, so now jumping into our playlist tests. I have test case duplicated on the import. I don't need that. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down into my setup process here, and I've got this video query set thing here. What I'm actually going to do is cut it out of this and bring it into my create videos and just put it as self.videoqs. And now I'm going to go ahead and add that as my set as self.videoqs down here. Cool. So it definitely should be set up here, so we should be able to get it no problem. So running those tests, and we can run Python, manage.py tests, or rather tests, excuse me, and good. Everything's good. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to verify that the IDs from this query set are the same as the actual through models query set, which is essentially this. I don't actually need to do it directly on the model itself, although I could, but what I really want to test is just based off of the actual playlist object itself. So let's go ahead and copy this and paste in here. So this is now test playlist through model, or videos through model. Okay, so first and foremost, the actual query set itself, we'll go ahead and do a couple things here. So first off, the video QS equals to self.videoQs. Next is going to be the actual video query set here as well. So the playlist obj video QS is equal to that one, which is actually self.that. Okay. And then the actual related model will be video, and I'll just call this playlist item QS equals to self.objb.playlist item set.all. Okay, cool. So this is getting, well, it's getting kind of a little too redundant with these variable names here. So I'll go ahead and say VQS and then video QS and then finally the actual playlist item QS. That way it's not too much going on here. Okay, cool. So all three of these should have the exact same video IDs in them. So to actually do this, we can use the values list and then sort each one. So I can actually say sorted of the list, and then in here dot values being ID. Okay, so this exact same thing I would actually put on this right here. So those are actually identical. Those should be identical, but again, we are testing this. So let's go ahead and just give that sorted list as well, and the values as well. And then finally, this one, the values are not the ID, but rather the video. So the video is the field that would actually have reference to the ID itself, but I can still put values and then just call this video. So now I just want to do self.assert equal of each one of these. So view VQS, video QS, and playlist item QS. Save that. Let's run this up. And we're getting a invalid error. Yes, of course. So it shouldn't be values, but rather value list. Otherwise, we get a dictionary back. So let's turn them all back into value lists. And there we go. So now it actually runs this, and it's getting the exact same IDs for each one of those videos. So to unpack this a little bit more, let's go ahead and just take a look real quick as to inside of videos themselves. So if we go into the video model, all right, so each one of these video models has a hidden field of ID. Okay, hopefully you know that. And then getting the actual list itself would just give me a list of those IDs. And then I just resort them, whatever the base value is based off of the query set that I have above. And then that should actually be set from here, same query set being set here. And that way I can actually double check that these two are the same, which they are, but this is a way to test that. And then the final thing would be actually getting the playlist item set, which this one's a little bit more complicated, but not that much because it's the query set that's related to the videos that are in here and that are associated directly to the actual many-to-many field. Okay, so that is how that test works. And it's just sorting everything and listing them based off of those IDs, and then just checking that they are all equal. And they are, as they should be. So if there were any issues, well, I would know about them right away. But also notice that I never actually set the playlist items ever, right? So we would probably want to test that as well. But that's getting to a place where I think you have enough skills at this point to go ahead and run a test on this, to also test the ordering of things to see if that's coming in correctly as well. But I'll leave that to you. For now, we've got plenty of tests on actually ensuring the integrity of our playlists and the actual ordering of the videos that are in there.